At the Bob Price Auto Group, we put the focus on you, where we strive for excellence in sales and service. Come see why we should be your number one choice. Check out this 2019 Silverado for only $28,990, or lease for $399 a month for 24 months with zero down. Or this 2019 Silverado Texas Edition, only $30,990. With the Bob Price Promise, we'll beat any other GM dealer's price. Visit us today or online at bobpriceautogroup.com.
It's game day for our Fredericksburg Battlin Billies. Church's Chicken in Fredericksburg has game day specials. The $20 game day and the $25 MVP family special. 12 dark pieces, 3 large sides, 6 honey butter biscuits, half a gallon of tea, and 4 apple pies. Student lunch specials starting as low as $4. Available for everyone Monday through Friday, 11 to 2, and dollar drinks all day. Try the Flamin' Honey Megabites Combo. Church's Chicken in Fredericksburg. Open every day, 10:30 to 10, 614 East Main, 830-997-7333.
Barefoot at 108 East Main in Fredericksburg can help you show your Battlin Billy pride. An epic selection of Battlin Billy gear. Barefoot also has a store full of hats, tees, tanks, polos, sweatshirts, and more. New items arriving weekly. Also adult, youth, toddler, and baby items. Don't forget the faculty discount, 15% off your entire purchase every day. Barefoot, 108 East Main in Fredericksburg, online, barefootcampusoutfitter.com.
The Inside Story has been family-owned and operated since 1981. The Inside Story is your custom decorating center with in-house designers, and the owners install your flooring too, so you know satisfaction is guaranteed. They sell carpet, wood flooring, ceramic tile, luxury vinyl, area rugs, wallpaper, paint, and much more. See the Inside Story's extensive showroom, Highway 16 South in Fredericksburg, online at theinsidestorytx.com.
All right, we got our Java. We are ready to roll. Are y'all ready to roll? We're going to do this. We're going to do it. It's a big, big week here for Battlin Billies Sports. TexasRadio.net, United-Live.com. Coffee with Coach Lance Moffet here, and the athletic director for Fredericksburg, one of the hardest working guys in the hill country, that's for sure.
I don't know about all that, but it's certainly a great blessing to be the athletic director at Fredericksburg High, for sure. State team tennis championship yesterday, state championship. So got to see that.
He's got 3 in the past 4 years? Or 3?
2 in a row, 3 since 2015. They won the first one in 2015 in the fall. And prior to that, I think prior to 2014, team tennis wasn't aligned with 4A classification, so it wasn't recognized by the UIL. So they had a pseudo Coaches Association state championship, and they played like from December to February ahead of the individual season. But they came on board with UIL, and you know, we certainly in our classification have been one of those dominant teams. Coach King goes back to the state tournament almost every year. We finished with a silver medal a couple times. I think maybe one year we got a bronze, but we've gotten 3 golds. So it's a good deal. It was fun. They did a great job. They chased the weather on Wednesday.
Pull it up, just
UIL.
I'm sorry. Oh, mine. Okay. Sorry. We're trying to get our mics.
No, it's okay. Trying to get our sound.
Sorry about that.
Correct. No technical difficulties. Anyway, the deal was scheduled for Wednesday. They're supposed to play Wednesday at 8 in the semifinals. Played the team from Center, and they got chased off by rain all day. As it was here, it rained just about all day Wednesday, and it was cold. Rain didn't let up until well into the morning on Thursday, and then Thursday we woke up to a brisk 36 degrees, and they played their first round match at 8 a.m. at A&M Consolidated High School, and beat Center in a really good match. I think it was 5-2 coming out of doubles, and then they ended up winning 10-3. So our singles really dominated. Sent them into the finals versus Vernon, a tough Vernon team that beat Wills Point. And, anytime you go to the state championship, the competition level is the best, right? And so came out of doubles yesterday afternoon at 2:30. 4-3 was the score at that point, and really needed to really dial it in the individual section, and then it went to 5-5. Got tied up at one point. It was 5-5, and then it was 6-5 us, and then it was 7-5 us, then it was 7-6, then it was 8-7, and then it went 9-7, and we still had 3 matches on, and 2 of them were boys singles, 1 of them was girls singles, and the 2 boys singles were in the match tiebreaker, which is a superset tiebreaker where they play first 1 to 10 points. And little David Lindsay, our little sophomore, he got to 10 first, just ahead of Thomas Wainwright and Karina, she wasn't in a tiebreaker, but she was still playing her match. So, and of course, then at that point it's pandemonium. Everybody goes crazy. You win that match, you win 10-7, and just a great event, great time to be a Billy for sure. Coach King, shout out to him, Coach Hone, Coach Turner. They do a great job. Coach Turner does a great job getting them ready in the middle school. Coach Hahn in the past, Coach Rohde we now have at the middle school. Karen Rohde is helping with tennis as well. So we certainly have a program to be modeled by all our other programs. I think that's where we all want to be, competing in the state finals every year. So shout out to him. And I had the opportunity to tell the football team this morning about it. I told them I missed them, first of all, because I wasn't here yesterday, and they did their normal Thursday routine, and I really did miss them. I love being around those kids, but I reminded them that those kids that just won state in tennis are just like you, and they go to the same classes, they do the same thing, they live in the same community. So why not you? Why can't we play as well as they do as a team? Why can't we continue to do what we're doing, come together, and do something really special? Because it is really special when you're able to. There's a lot of coaches and a lot of teams and a lot of schools in a lot of sports that have never been to the state tournament, and we've been blessed more than we probably deserve in this community to be able to go to the state finals in some of our individual sports, our team tennis, and some of our team sports. A couple of years ago, we did really well. Last year, softball played in the state semifinals. So it's truly a blessing. But you got to ask your question, why not, and choose to be positive about who you are and take care of it. And they did a great job. Coach King. Just amazing.
The football team,
he is because he does your show every week.
right. Does the football broadcast.
So
anyways, a great all-around human being.
Yeah, no question.
Coach King.
Just a great building character and doing all the things we want from our program. So.
Well, how about the football team here now? 3-0 in district.
Yeah.
Big district win on the road at Canyon Lake. Clinched a playoff spot.
Yeah.
Already.
I've tried to figure out any scenario where we couldn't, and I can't. So no matter what happens, I think even if we lose our next 2 games, we're still in the playoffs. So we kind of own all the potential tiebreakers. So I think that's a done deal, which is a great sense of relief off of you. Canyon Lake is a tough place to play. Every time you play there, their fans are exceptional. Their spirit is behind them completely. They're 6-1. We're going into the game 4-3, and they're 6-1. So it was certainly a hostile environment. I felt like we had the better team, and we just had to get over there and show it. So I'm very proud of the kids for the way they did that. And certainly, being undefeated in district is what you want.
And a couple of big road wins as well.
A couple of big road wins. You can win on the road, win at Liberty Hill, win at Canyon Lake. We got one more tonight, so that'll be our 3rd district road game. 6-team district, you always flip. You have one year where you're on the road 3 games and home 2 games, and then the next year you're home 3 games and on the road 2 games. So this was our year to be on the road, and they just did a great job getting
undefeated. Now it's been a while, 3-0 in district here. It's been a while since the Billies have started.
To 2013 to be exact. We were 10-2 that year, district champs. Beat a really good Navarro team on the road with the last-second field goal, as you remember. And then we had to go to Wimberley to unseed the 17 year in a row district champions who had already lost to Navarro. So they were hoping to beat us and then force a three-way tie for the district championship. And we were down at halftime and ended up beating them at Wimberley. and then came back home to close it out against Bandera. But yeah, it's been a while since we've been undefeated in district, and certainly, when you start the season and you get ready for district, you go through the gauntlet of the non-district schedule that we went through. You're preparing yourself for a tough district, and you want to be where we are. So, and you want to control your own destiny, and that's the thing. All the scenarios don't matter as long as you keep winning. And if we win tonight, then we'll have a chance to play for a district title next week.
Not to mention the confidence of the team. You get those wins, the confidence goes up. So, yeah, looking good.
No question. And we haven't – I don't think we've played our best game yet. Certainly Liberty Hill was a big win. The Bernie win, double overtime, was a big win. Coming to district, beat Liberty Hill. It's a big win on the road against an outstanding program. He beat Taylor at home pretty handily. And then go on the road to Canyon Lake, and I still think that we can improve, and that's the cool thing, is that you want to kind of be hitting your stride right at the end, so that you carry it into the playoffs. So
yeah, a few miscues early.
Yeah,
they got on the board first, but y'all overcame that.
Yeah, I mean we kind of we kind of hem-hawed around a little bit. We had a couple of penalties early. First drive, we took the ball, went right down the field, got into the red zone. Got a penalty, kind of got behind the chains and weren't able to convert. Went for it on fourth down and didn't get it. Certainly the wind was howling. It was cold. But you got to overcome that stuff. Then they punted or they punted to us. We held them first series. They punted to us, and then first play from scrimmage, we pitched the option on the ground, so we lose about 12 yards. So now it's 2nd and 22. We're behind the chains into a stiff wind. We have to punt. Kind of shank the punt. We get the ball, or they get the ball on the 31-yard line, and with their offense, getting them to short field, they're going to take chances. They're going to do what they do. They're really good at it. They were able to. It took them about 8 plays or so to finally score, but they put points on the board first, and so we had to go respond, and we did. They kicked off to us, and we went right down the field and scored to tie it up, and. And then we kind of go back and forth in the second quarter, and they score right before half to make it 14-all at half. And so, you kind of got to make sure we're okay. We got this. When they scored on the very last play of the half, exceptionally frustrating to give up a 59-yard run with no time on the clock, and you're up 14-7. So that was one of those deals where we all had to kind of take a deep breath and make sure that we didn't respond the wrong way to that. I know I had to kind of lose my mind a minute outside before I went inside to talk to the kids and let them know that we were going to be okay. So it was, other than that, it was a great game. We came back out second half, and the defense was exceptional in the second half, and the offense as well was exceptional. Yeah. Special teams were clicking. When you're playing good in all three phases. That's what's going to happen. You're going to win, and we're able to do that. Notably the defense. Shut them down. Gave up the short drive from the short field in the first half. Gave up an explosive play right before half, and then gave up one explosive pass play to start the fourth quarter, I think, which kind of gave them a little bit of life. But then our special teams, did a great job on the onside kick. Brent Sesko recovered the onside kick despite getting hammered. They're all coming to hit you when you're trying to recover the onside kick, and did a great job on that, and we're able to milk the clock and run out the clock. And the thing I'm most proud of, defense played exceptional against the slot T. Both teams we played in district pretty much shut them down.
Great job.
Coach Wilder had made some adjustments this year to how we do that. We specifically moved our defensive ends in a gap so that we could kind of compress the gaps a little bit better. And then we brought a high safety down to play linebacker a little bit that kind of give us a different look and an extra guy in the box. So
certainly works.
Did a great job doing that. And coaching, they did a great job coaching, figuring that out, figuring out a different way to do it than what we've been doing. And it was just little subtle things, but they made huge differences. And you're able to do that when you have caliber of players we have. You know, we our linebackers are really good. Our defensive tackles are really good. Our defensive ends are really good. Our safeties and corners are playing really good. I mean, we're playing really well, so it's a lot easier to, you know, move stuff around and do things different. And then, you know, offensively, the cool thing we've done against both slot T teams is we've controlled the possession. I think we had 27 minutes of a 48-minute game against Canyon Lake, and we had 32 minutes against Liberty Hill. So
keep that offense on the sideline.
You know, you keep them on the sideline drinking water,
right?
Then you got a chance to beat them, and they don't typically do well when they're behind and they're trying to catch up and trying to run a tempo offense kind of like we do. So kudos to Coach Huff and the offensive staff for being able to execute that game plan as well. And so anyway, yeah, I mean, it's a great place to be, and you know, certainly we can get better. We got to take care of the ball a little bit better. Tucker flailing the ball around a little bit, you know, running down the sideline, carrying it like a loaf of bread. And, you know, I mean, a couple of times he goes to throw a pass and the ball just falls out of his hand. And, you know, those could be disastrous if given the right circumstance. You know, if you turn that ball over, you know, that's a problem, you know. And one time he dropped a snap. And so, and we certainly, you know, can do a little bit better in the passing game. But the other cool thing besides possession is, we always talk about balance on offense, and for us, balance on offense doesn't necessarily mean what most people think balance, meaning equal run and pass. Balance for us means taking what they're given more than being equal, right? Mm-hmm. Against Liberty Hill in particular, they were taking away the run game. We didn't run the game well that night, or run the ball well that night, because they were really good up front on the defensive front. And so we had to throw the ball, and we threw the ball. And, of course, you know, Jared Beard and Tucker Elliott and all the rest of the receivers had a great night throwing the ball, and we were able to, you know, get some big plays on the passing game. And then against Canyon Lake, they sat back and weren't going to let us throw the ball, and so we were able to run the ball effectively. And so that's a sign of a quality team that can do whatever you need to do to win the game, and that's the kind of balance you're looking for.
Pretty much hitting on all cylinders.
Yeah.
That's always good.
No doubt, no doubt.
That's a good thing.
No doubt.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, come back, talk about the Whataburger Players of the Week from Canyon Lake. What's that?
Quick segment. Shout out to Barefoot for all they do.
Oh, yeah,
to
man.
Support us and Java Ranch and all that, so.
You bet.
Glad to be back.
Got your Battlin Billy gear?
Yep.
What do we got here?
No doubt.
Is this one of those throwbacks?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, we weren't even on camera, but that's all right. That's my life. Story of my life. A day late and a dollar short.
Face for radio.
And a face for radio. We'll be right back.
Gaddy's Pizza in Fredericksburg is a huge supporter of Battlin Billies Sports, students, and teachers. In fact, Gaddy's offers a lunch special for teachers and students Monday through Friday for only $6.99, and that includes a drink. Gaddy's Pizza also has pasta, dessert, and one of the best salad bars in town. Enjoy the game room. Kids of all ages love it. Gaddy's takes pizza seriously. 2931 Highway 16 South in Fredericksburg. Billy Pride, Iberales.
Arrowhead Bank has provided quality banking services for the Texas Hill Country for 96 years. This time-tested practice continues even in today's technologically advanced world. Online commercial services, person-to-person payments, and mobile banking are just a few of the products Arrowhead Bank offers for your financial convenience. Visit us today at arrowheadbanktexas.com and try us out for safe and sound banking technology. Arrowhead Bank, a better brand of banking since 1923. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Dutchman's Meat Market in Fredericksburg is the place for premium meats. Not only can you find the best cuts of meat, but Dutchman's has fresh sandwiches for lunch, a variety of snack sticks, multiple jerkies, and dried sausage. Dutchman's also has a large assortment of rubs, spices, and sauces for all your meats. So go see Dutchman's at 1609 East Main in Fredericksburg, or call in an order at 830-997-5693 or online at dutchmansmarket.com.
Don't forget the poppers!
Hill Country Refrigeration has provided the Texas Hill Country with quality heating, air conditioning, and commercial refrigeration service for 45 years. They offer dependable, friendly, and professional customer service. Hill Country Refrigeration can also assist with new construction design and installation. Hill Country Refrigeration, customizing comfort in the Hill Country since 1974. Call 830-997-2584. Online, hillcountryrefrigeration.com. License number TACLB 005208C.
Hey, there they are. Look at that.
We're back.
Look at that. Look at that.
Pretty awesome.
TexasRadio.net, United-Live.com, back with Coffee with Coach.
Yeah.
Whataburger Players of the Week from Canyon Lake. Talk about the Varsity Players of the Week as well. But good stuff. And I guess you got some folks to thank as well, huh?
Yeah, shout out to our team dinner sponsors, Airport Diner, Auslander, West End Pizza, and Backwoods Barbecue. And then this week, David's Barbecue. I had team dinner there. And so, as I mentioned, I wasn't able to be part of that because I was at state tennis yesterday, but it's quite a whirlwind day. But, shout out to them for supporting our kids and supporting our Billy moms and getting stuff done. Practice, we typically talk about practice this week. We're going to talk about Burn It, but wanted to point out, something we need to focus on right now is practicing like we've never won and playing like we've never lost.
Love it.
And that's kind of the mentality you have to develop when you're having success because, certainly I get a great opportunity to talk about what we've done, and that's really cool to talk about it, but it really doesn't matter because Burn It doesn't really care what we did to Canyon Lake last week, and Canyon Lake didn't care what we did to Taylor, and Taylor didn't care what we did to Liberty Hill. So you kind of got to develop a mindset of we got to take care of today, and I think that's something that these kids have really kind of bought into, and I know it's going to continue. But that's kind of what we need to take care of because there's always things, as I alluded to earlier. We haven't played a perfect game. You said hit on all cylinders. We haven't done that yet, and so we're still striving for that perfect game, and we're blessed and fortunate to be 3-0, having not played that perfect game because, not so long ago we were on a 3-game stretch where we were losing 3 games, and we figured out a way how to overcome those kind of mistakes to win the game, but we still haven't reached that level of play that we need to be at if we're going to, try to make a run or advance in the playoffs. So just want to mention that. We always talk about practice. And so Whataburger Players of the Week, it was difficult last week because the 9th grade and the JV didn't play. The JV white team played, and shout out to Steele Dykey, number 57, great kid. Offensive line, defensive line, plays his tail off, made some great plays on defense, and did a great job in that game. But as soon as that game was over, the bottom fell out. Lightning moved into the area, and so we were on a lightning delay for about 2 hours, and then finally we canceled the rest of the game. So we decided as coaches that we were going to award the Players of the Week based on practice contribution, if you will. So on the JV Red, from our scout team look against Canyon Lake, that's always a premium thing that we need to get done is to get a good look at the slot T. And it's really hard when you don't run the slot T to emulate the slot T in practice. And I it's kind of a running joke now because I laugh about it every time we play a slot T team because the defensive coaches get so mad because our kids can't run the offense. And I'm like, why are we getting mad at them? Because we don't run this offense. I mean, our kids know nothing about this. They get to see it twice a year, and we ask them to run this offense in a manner that we're going to see it on Friday night, and you really can't do that. But our guys last week on the JV Red, Jose Diosdado, number 42, running back, linebacker, and Dane Carter, number 65, defensive end and offensive lineman, both did a great job on their respective side of the ball. Jose did a great job playing on the Canyon Lake offense for us, and then Dane did a great job playing the Canyon Lake defense for us in practice. And then lastly, a freshman, we did the freshman based on just a kid that puts forth great effort every day, and is a natural-born leader and shows it. And that's Cade Laney, one of our offensive linemen. So real proud of those kids for being players of the week. Like I said, it's a little more difficult when you don't play a game to decide who that's going to be. Excuse me. And then our varsity players of the week, already mentioned Brant Sasko, special teams player of the week. Probably made the biggest play of special teams of the game, recovering the onside kick.
Yeah, that was a big one.
They scored on a big long pass play to get within one score of us, and we've got to recover that onside kick. We do. We're able to run out the clock and then score one more on a 4th and short. We score, and so that was all set up by Brant doing a great job. And that's on our hands team. On our kickoff return team, you have a normal kickoff return when you think the ball's going to be kicked deep or they're going to kick it, somewhere past the front line. And then if you're in a onside kick situation, you have a whole nother team, hands team, and those are typically guys that play baseball or have played baseball that can field a ground ball, right? Because typically a knuckleball is going to come off of the tee, and so you got to be able to get your body in front of it, and you got to have quite a bit of courage. And I would go out on a limb and say Brant is that guy. He does a great job. I'm not sure if it's courage or just he's just not aware of what's fixing to happen because he got hammered and he came off the field and he's like, Coach, they knocked the crap out of me or whatever. And I was like, yeah, that's what happens on that deal. So, and then defensive player of the week, Christian Aviles is a beast. Just really happy for him. He's one of our team captains, and they couldn't block him, and he's getting to the point where it's going to take the other team double teaming him. They're going to have an answer for him, and the cool thing is when they double team him, that means somebody else is not getting blocked. So
exactly,
he had a great game, made some big plays, tackles for a loss, and a couple of sacks, and he was just dominating the defensive line. And then offensive player of the week, Tucker Elliott was our leading rusher, and couple of plays he pulled the ball down and flushed and ran when we were trying to throw. And one of them was on 4th down, got a big first down, and then one of them was, I don't remember what down it was, but he went down our sideline and got a huge gain to kind of keep a drive alive to get us in the end zone. So Tucker's certainly doing a great job playing quarterback, team leader as well, team captain. And, the thing about Tucker is as even keel as any kid I've ever been around that played that position. There's a lot of emotion that goes into football. A football game is a roller coaster in terms of emotion. Good things happen. You get really jacked up, hyped up, whatever. Bad things happen. The other team gets really hyped up, jacked up. You can get down on yourself. But the guys that have success are the guys that are even-tempered. He doesn't get too high when good things are happening. He doesn't get too low when bad things are happening. He's just always going to work and doing his job, and has become a really good decision maker. Coach Huff has done a good job helping him read the defenses and kind of put us in the right place. So real proud of Tucker for his efforts last week and all year as well. So
awesome.
Players
Hats
of the
off
week.
to those young men.
No doubt.
Well, playing Burnett tonight,
Yeah.
Game 4, always a tough place to play. How do the Dogs look this year?
They're good as always. I mean, they're I'd argue that our district is one of the toughest around.
Yep.
Burnett is a tradition-rich program that has state finals, in their lineage. You go over there and you see all the big sign with all their district championships, and it's a tough place to play. I remind everybody about this every year. You go over there and there are booster clubs out there cooking hamburgers right by your locker room. So you come out and now you want to get excited and hungry or whatever, and then a bunch of teenage boys, all they ever want to do is eat. So, but then they start making goat noises at you when you come out. So they're talking trash and they're bad, and making fun of us. So it's certainly a hostile place to play, but it's rich environment for high school football, no question. Coach Jared Rye's our new head coach. He took over last spring, I guess, and he's been on the staff and just done a good job. I mean, they put him in a good position. They had a pretty decent non-district schedule, won a few games, and then opened up with Lampasas, and Lampasas is the odds-on favorite to win the district, so they lost to them, and then anyway, they beat Liberty Hill last week, and that's kind of a big deal. I mean, that's apparently that's what's going to happen to everybody this year. Liberty Hill's kind of on a downward surge, I guess, this year. But anytime you can beat them, you beat them at home. It's a huge deal to beat them on the road, similar to what we did. Coach Wright told me they hadn't beaten them in like 8 years. And so we'd never beaten them. So it's a big deal for them. And they're, he's telling his kids, we win out, we're going to be in the playoffs and we're going to be second place in district and, whatever. So, they're certainly not going to be a team that's going to lay down for us. We're going to go in there and we're going to have to battle our tails off, and get after it. But they're a good program as always, very talented, quarterback. Last name is Tippy, number 5. He's a, big, tall kid, 6'4", 180 pounds. Matthew Tippy reminds me of the McCullum kid from Wimberley. Got a cannon, reads the defense as well, can deliver the ball on time. Is not going to hold on to the ball too long or make bad decisions. So he's a weapon back there. And then number 3, Blaine Burkhalter is a kid that is exceptional, similar to Jarrett Beard in terms of what they do. They move him around to all the different positions. They try to get him the ball because he's exceptionally fast and can get behind you. So, and he had a big night against us last year at home. We ended up winning the game, but I don't think we stopped him all night. So they're as good as advertised, and so we're just going to have to. We're going to have to take.
What offense do they run?
Take care of our business. They're similar to us, a spread, shotgun spread. Typically, they'll do 2 backs, they'll do 1 back. Don't do probably as much empty as we do. But the thing that they do, and the thing they've always been noted for, they're doing a few different things this year, but they've kind of always been really good at doing what they do. They like to throw a lot of your quick screens out on the perimeter, which they train those just like a running play, even though you're throwing the ball. They block them well. Their linemen get off. And then they run a lot of misdirection counter plays with the O-line, 2 guys pulling, quarterback going one direction or reading one direction, the back going the other way, lead blocking. So they're definitely they want to be a power run team. And then they want to be a finesse passing team. And then, one thing they always like to do, and they've done that all the way back to the days of Bob Shipley and that crew when they were there, they like to take deep shots. They like to get behind you. They like to throw the short passing game and get you looking up here in front and kind of lull you to sleep and then try to run by you and throw it deep. So that's kind of how they do things, and they're really good at that. And then something they also do, they typically always run some sort of big trick play that comes in a timely manner, whether it be a reverse or one year they threw a backwards pass to an offensive lineman on a screen pass against us 2 or 3 years ago at their place. And so they'll always have some kind of trick up their sleeve, if you will. And then defensively, they're going to line up in an odd stack look most of the time, but notable about their defense is they're not predictable. They don't necessarily line up. What I mean by that is most teams, when we watch film on them, we can figure out how they're going to line up to a pro formation or how they're going to line up to an ace formation or how they're going to line up to doubles, because typically they line up the same way to everybody that runs that formation. Burnett has a couple of different ways they line up, but there's not really any methodology about formationally how they do it. And so they just kind of line up however they want. They call based on field position and and field position and hash, and they like to move people around. And it's a pretty good strategy because we can't predict where they're going to be. It makes it harder on our guys up front in terms of knowing where the defensive linemen are going to be when we come off the ball to block them. So we had to do a really good job in practice this week of simulating the defensive line moving around and the linebackers coming, and they'll line up over here, and then right before the snap they'll slide over here, and then they'll move back, and on the snap they'll go the other direction. And so and they do a really good job of that. And sometimes we're going to have to be really patient tonight because sometimes they'll do that and they'll guess right and they'll blitz right into your play, and you'll get tackled for a loss or whatever, and then sometimes they'll blitz the wrong way and there'll be an open hole and you'll get a big gash. So you just got to be patient and take care of that. And the special teams got a really good couple of kickers. They do a deal on kickoff where they there's 3 guys that might kick, similar to what Canyon Lake does. You're not quite sure who's kicking the ball, and number 5 typically is going to kick at the quarterback, and they do a good job. And then on their punt game, they line up in a kind of a similar thing to Canyon Lake, where they're going to force you to kind of play defense so that you just don't give them a freebie on punt game. But they're a solid team, and anytime you play a team like them that's got tradition and have been successful before, it's a tough deal. So, we're gonna do our best, but we're gonna have to play well for sure.
So far, so good on the road. So hopefully we'll keep that
we'll
going.
See.
But how's the district stacking up right now?
Yeah. So right now, us and I actually brought the district stats because I thought you might ask that.
Hey, look at that.
Currently Lampasas is 7-1 on the season. Canyon Lake is 6-2. Burnett's 5-3, and we're 5-3 on the season. So we have an equal record to Burnett. Liberty Hill is 2-5, and Taylor is 0-8. So, but in district, flip to district, you got us and Lampasas at the top at 3-0, and then Canyon Lake is 2-1. Burnett is 1-2, and then you got Liberty Hill and Taylor both at 0-3. So, it's wide open. Certainly, Lampasas and us are in the garden spot. I think with those 3 wins, we can both guarantee that we'll be in the playoffs. Whoever of us has the most success the next 2 weeks will probably be the district champion, and whoever stumbles a little bit will finish in second or
Who's
lower.
Lampasas matched up with this week?
Lampasas actually plays Canyon Lake tonight. So, and they're at Lampasas, so they're playing pretty good at home. So, they should win that, no question.
But
and Taylor plays at Liberty Hill.
We're going to root for Canyon Lake, though, right?
Certainly,
deal?
That would be a cool thing. If Canyon Lake could win and we could win, then that would guarantee at least a share of the district title. And certainly Canyon Lake, if they beat Lampasas and then they finish with Liberty Hill, we'll all be tied if we were to lose, and Lampasas were to lose. So if we beat Lampasas and they beat Lampasas, so it could end up being a 3-way tie scenario. So you have all those kind of tie scenarios, and so that's kind of how it stacks up. And again, going back to the beginning of the show, we just got to take care of our business, and that's where you want to be. You want to be where you're in control. And if we win tonight, then we're going to be in control, and it's going to be a fun deal next week when we play Lampasas at home. But
well,
we certainly aren't going to overlook Burnett. I mean, it's fun playing those guys, man. That is such a great atmosphere over there. It's old school Texas high school football.
Yeah,
I mean, they put you in a little bitty locker room. Like I said earlier, their fans will make goat noises. The bleachers aren't very big, so our fans are really compressed. The press box is really low, so our coaches can't really see the field as well as we can when we play other places. So they deliberately and kudos to them for doing it. I mean, they deliberately create a home field advantage. And they typically, when you're on our sideline, you can't always see the clock because of the signs and stuff they have up. And so, I mean, it's a cool place to play because of that, and you have to overcome some pretty good obstacles, and they play well at home, man. I don't know what their record is at home, but they always play really good at home. So it should be fun and a great night for us.
Coach Ken Smith got a birthday, right? I think today's Coach Ken Smith's birthday.
Is it really? Oh, no.
I think I saw that on.
I'll have to make sure I remind him of that.
I saw it on Facebook. I mean, Facebook.
There you go. So,
but
you just reminded me of that. So, no, I'll give him a hard time for that when we get back for sure. So.
All right. Well, we're going to take a quick break.
Yep.
We'll be back. Going to talk about sub-varsity, Fredericksburg Middle School, St. Mary's, and all that good stuff coming up right after these. United-Live.com, TexasRadio.net, live at Barefoot.
Hey, volleyball fans. Joseph Financial Partners is here to support the Battlin Billies and to help you with all of your financial goals, whether it's saving for retirement, college savings, or or even life insurance or long-term care, we've got your back. Let us serve up an appointment with you, then dig into your finances, goals, and dreams. Hey, and then we can assist and set a plan in motion and spike your goals to score. Success takes teamwork. So call Joseph Financial Partners at 830-997-4763 or check us out online at josephfinancialpartners.com. Securities are offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA.
Canop Healthcare in Fredericksburg, established in 1965, offers the Texas Hill Country assisted living, long-term care, and physical, occupational, and speech therapy. Canop Healthcare is family-owned and operated with skilled nurses in every department. Plus, they offer the Hill Country memory care. Find them at canophealthcare.com or call 830-997-3704.
Hills of Texas Homes in Fredericksburg designs homes for you built by engineers. The Stevens family does everything in-house to build your home, so no outside architect or plan designer is required. When you're building the home of your dreams, that's peace of mind. Hills of Texas Homes has won numerous awards from the Hill Country Builders Association and Parade of Homes. Hills of Texas Homes will work with you through the entire building process. Call 830-889-7900 or visit hillsoftexashomes.com.
When you have an accident in that vehicle you rely on, there is peace of mind in the Hill Country. Lance's Body and Paint, they offer all types of collision repair. They work with all insurance companies. Lance's Body and Paint is iCar certified, so you know you're getting the latest repair technology in Fredericksburg and in the Texas Hill Country. Lance's Body and Paint, Highway 290 East in Fredericksburg, supports our Fredericksburg Battlin Billies. Call 830-990-2900.
Touch Well Service will take care of all your water well needs that come after drilling. They specialize in water pump installation and repairs, servicing windmills, solar pumps, jets, submersible pumps, and pressure tanks. Touch Well Service has been in business since 2002 with 83 years combined experience. Their entire staff is dedicated to their customers. Touch Well Service supports all men and women in the United States military and first responders. Touch Well Service, 830-997-2413. On the web, hillcountrywaterwell.com, and look for them on Facebook.
There we are.
Here we are.
We're back.
Back.
We're back.
Living in living color as well. You betcha. Here at Barefoot 108 East Main, Fredericksburg. Well, let's talk about the Fredericksburg Middle School and St. Mary's, sub-varsity, all that good stuff.
Yeah, so we'll go with middle school first. Our FMS played their last game this week against Marble Falls, and they didn't certainly finish like they wanted to. They were 1-3 on the night, but the 7th grade red team put it on Marble Falls at home pretty well. I think it was 32-8, and then I think the 7th grade white team lost 13-0, and then the 8th grade teams that traveled both they battled, but they came up short on the road. But can't say enough about Coach Stafford, Coach Smith, Coach Woods, Coach McBee, and Coach Langford, which is our 5 middle school coaches, and the job they've done this year, just reestablishing the program such that they had more success. I think they won 15 games and lost 7 and tied 1. Not sure if that's exactly right, but at one point we were up. We'd only lost 1 game as we go through the season. That was several weeks into the season. So they're competing their tails off. And having fun playing football. That was the biggest thing that I told Coach Stafford when we put the staff together was I want kids in middle school to love being coached by coaches because they love you so much and they like you and they want to be around you and they like being around you. And some people have a different philosophy. Some people want to, at the bigger schools, they want to weed out and run off kids that might be a problem later. And I certainly don't believe in that. I don't think a school our size can do that. I don't think that we can accurately judge the talent level of a kid in middle school based on what he is when he's 11 to 13 years old. I think kids change a bunch, and certainly in middle school, typically the kids who are really good in middle school football are kids who grow early and have matured early, because they're like men among boys, if you will.
That's right.
And there's always kids that haven't grown or developed yet that become really good at whatever sport they're in. So just congratulate Coach Stafford and that group for all they did this year. They're in transition now. They're taking up equipment and getting ready to enter into basketball season. I think they'll start basketball tryouts next week and start getting ready for the next phase of the year. And then St. Mary's lost in their championship game, another great season for them. I think they lost 2 games on the year, the championship game, and then 1 game early in the season. But, Coach Lott puts a quality team on the field every year, and they compete for a championship just about every year, and this year was no different. And so we value them and appreciate them. I've talked about it a lot on the show about how it's unique that we're a 4A school and most 4As only have 1 middle school, and we're able to kind of have 2 because of St. Mary's and FMS. And it's kind of neat to see every year the blending of those kids as they come together as 9th graders, and this year's no exception. That group came together and has been exceptionally competitive. So shout out to them and all they've done to keep the program alive. So then last night our sub-varsities played at home, and I wasn't there again. I was at state tennis, but our freshmen got off tonight with a start at 5 and beat Burnett 31-18, and so that was a big win for them. They didn't get to play last week, so they're kind of hungry to play, and so came out and took care of business and had a big win last night at home. And then our JV won 24-0. So got 2 big wins at home on the road, and had a little holiday Halloween festivities going on at the game. I think we had a couple of kids one kid that thought he might imitate a streaker for Halloween.
Uh-oh.
I think he ran down the field. He was clothed, but anyway, he got summarily.
Okay, he had clothes on?
He got summarily dispatched by our administration. Coach Wyrick apparently can still run and still tackle. So, that was our excitement last night. And I probably shouldn't have brought that up on the air.
It's okay.
It was Halloween, and kids are going to try to have fun and whatever. And certainly he'll be disciplined, and that's not acceptable behavior and all that nonsense. But we certainly will take care of that. But it added a little bit of enlightenment to the game, if you will. It's kind of funny. The Coach Rye from Burnett called me this morning and just was reminding me that they were doing parent night tonight and was telling me when they're going to do it and all that. And he asked me about it. He said, "Hey, did you hear about that kid?" and whatever. And I was like, "Oh yeah." He said his coaches were texting him, and he said, "Man, that assistant principal can run." Of course he can. That dude can play a little bit. So, but anyway, so that was our big fun for the middle school. I mean, for the JV and freshman game last night. So, and that group is just of note. I'll make sure everybody knows this. That group has combined. Our JV white team has dispatched because no one else we're playing has that team. And this late in the season, excuse me, we're not going to be able to pick up any more games with them. So we put all the JV white sophomores back on the JV red and all the JV white freshmen back on the freshman team. And I think they all got in the game last night, so that's always a positive.
Get that playing time, yeah.
Yeah, so and those groups have done really well. They've done really well this year, and hopefully they'll finish up well on the road next week in Lampasas.
Well, Burnett tonight.
Yeah.
Got a chance to go 4-0.
Yeah.
Keys to victory over Burnett tonight, Coach.
Just not get ahead of ourselves. I think the biggest thing that our word of the week this week is character. And I talked to them all week about, character is probably more important when you're having success because of your tendency to think it's about you.
There you go.
And to get complacent and to think that you're something that you're really not. We're all human sinners and we all make mistakes. And so humbling ourselves before God and understanding that it's through His glory that we're able to do whatever we do, whether we win or lose. And so,
amen.
I think that's
sports do not define.
No, not at all. I mean, good or bad.
Right?
When you're 0-3 or 3-0,
right,
you're not better or worse in any situation. Certainly in the eyes of the football world and society and all that, that's a big deal. But just be who we are and stick to what we do and keep getting better. That's been my challenge for them. And that was my challenge today. Already mentioned to them, but I talked to them about what a great team the team tennis team is. And notably, maybe in the few years we won state before this year, we had one or two really exceptional players that were exceptional. One of them's playing in college at West Point. A couple of them were, doing other things, but didn't really have that this year on the tennis team. And so Coach King wasn't really sure, are we going to be able to do this again or whatever? And that group of kids just came together and understood their role and understood how important their role was and how important each match or each game of each set mattered to the overall outcome of the team. And so that's kind of what I talk to the kids about, how important everybody's job is and how we've got to continue to try to get better at our job. And everybody's got a different job. Some guys' job during the game is to be a cheerleader, because they're not going to get in the game unless we're up 28 points or down 28 points or whatever. And that's their job. And their job is to be a great scout team player during the week. And their job is to be a great teammate in the locker room. And then, and then other guys, Tucker Elliott, it's his job to be a great quarterback and to be a great outside linebacker. And and so that's kind of what we got to focus on, is just taking care of getting better at our job. Obviously, the coaching cliches matter. We certainly can't turn the ball over. We turned the ball over. Ask Texas. They turned it over 4 times, and they lost to TCU. So, you turn the ball over, you're going to lose. You can't beat anybody if you give them the ball back. And so we've got to tackle well on defense. We missed a couple of tackles last week. We missed a coverage. Got our hips turned the wrong direction. The guy ran by us and gave up a couple of big touchdowns because of a couple of fundamental things that, we can get better at. And so I think we just have to focus on taking care of the ball on offense, maintaining possession, scoring when we get in the red zone, and then defensively we got to do our best to get them off the field, which is something I think we've done pretty good at.
Yes.
But we got to continue to do better at that, is get the other team off the field. And I think we could be a little bit better in the turnover world on defense. I think we're third in the district in turnovers, but we've had a lot of opportunities that we haven't capitalized on. The other team put the ball on the ground and we didn't get it, or they threw a ball that could have been an interception and we knocked it down or whatever. So I think we have to do those things. And then on special teams, I think we have to continue to be able to kind of change the momentum on special teams, whatever that looks like, whether it's in the punt game or the punt return game. It'd be nice to have a big punt return, which we really haven't had this year, to kind of flip the field. It'd be nice to have a kickoff return that, got us across midfield or something like that. So, I think we got to do all those things and just continue to be humble and serve our team and get after it. I mean, these kids are fun to coach and fun to be around, and so I expect us to have a good time tonight.
Gonna be a cold, crisp, good football weather.
I don't know. We'll see. It was certainly cold yesterday at tennis. We started. It was 36 degrees in the morning.
Oh man!
I think it's supposed to be 55 at kickoff time. So I think I made the comment I was going to wear shorts on the bus, but I'll probably amend that by the time it's time to go. So. But yeah, it should be a great night for high school football. It's week 9 game, or week 10, game 9 of the season. Playoffs are just around the corner. District championships are being decided. I got to pinch myself because I get paid to do this. I mean, it is great fun, and I love every minute of my job. So I'm blessed to be able to do what we do. And hopefully our kids will enjoy tonight and have a good time and burn it.
Well, we certainly appreciate what you do as well.
Yeah, you bet.
Without a doubt.
You bet.
Fall sports, what's going on?
Yeah,
volleyball, right? Got some volleyball action tomorrow.
I'll get to that in a second. We'll start the week with cross country this week. Another great team effort. The kids the boys cross country went to the regional cross country meet in Corpus. Got the opportunity to go Monday. Came to football practice early Monday morning. Kind of exited practice before we really got started and going. Drove to Corpus. They ran at 11:20, and they ran really well as a team. And they finished 4th, which qualified them for state, which was a great accomplishment. So they're going to go to state next week. They run at Old Settlers Park in Round Rock, and I believe they run at noon on Saturday is the 4A boys cross country meet. So hopefully we'll have a chance to go there and make some noise and try to finish. We always want to try to finish in the top 10 as a team. And exceptional effort by that team. Again, just like team tennis, talked about every match mattering and every kid playing a role. Every single of the 7 guys, 5 of their scores count, and oftentimes, 6 and 7 change to 4 and 5. And so, it's kind of a next man up mentality. You never know who's going to have to step up and get the points that they need to get. And it was fun to watch them, our kids coming down the stretch. They were able to pass some kids as they're coming down the straightaway for the finish line and gain some more points. And so did a really good job. Coach Aldridge had them going, and really proud of them and excited about getting to see them at state next Saturday. So
You bet.
And then volleyball finished the season tied with Bandera for 4th. So tied for 4th, and we're going to play them tomorrow night at Ingram at 6:30 for what we would call the play-in game. Winner gets to go to the playoffs. And loser gets to take up equipment. So it's similar to a playoff game atmosphere, and it'll be a big game. We split with them during the season. They beat us at home to start the season, and then we beat them on the road second time around. And we ended up losing equally to the other teams, so that's why we ended up tied. So
That's going to be a good one. That's going to be fun.
should be a good match. The girls are excited about it, and hopefully they're going to play well and get that done. And then, it's tough because they're playing on Saturday, and then they got to turn around and play a playoff game on Tuesday. So whoever wins that game will match up with that team. Coach Ramer's working on all those arrangements, and once we know that we've won, we'll try to get that information out we'll certainly get it out to our volleyball family, but then try to get it out to the media so everybody knows what's going on as we come into Monday. So, yeah, it's a great time to be a Battlin Billy. Both basketball programs have started.
Yeah, they're already started.
Coach Grona started girls basketball a week ago. Wednesday, and then Coach Kamen kicked it off this Wednesday, and they're battling and balling and getting ready to go for another great year of Battlin Billy basketball. So there's lots of stuff going on. Had an amazing pep rally this morning. Shout out to our band and our cheerleaders and our drill team and our drum line and our Fred heads and all the different classes. And they had the black light pep rally, so the lights out for a while. And I was telling somebody I was standing by during the pep rally, if you can't get hype when our drum line is playing in the dark and they all have on glow in the dark stuff, fluorescent glow in the dark stuff,
That'll
and they're
pump
playing.
you up.
I mean, the one kid, Jacob Lees, who's one of our players, he's playing his drums upside down. Like they've got him upside down and he's playing his drums. And I mean, it was awesome. I mean, it was unbelievable. I mean, you can't get hype for that. Man. You can't get hype. The problem for me is we don't play till 7:30 tonight, so we don't need to be hype at 8:40 in the morning. So hopefully we'll let that simmer a little bit, and as we travel over there, and I'm real proud of our kids and the way they've handled traveling the last couple of weeks. It's been really good, so hopefully we'll continue that trend tonight.
Looking forward to it.
Yep.
It ought to be a good one. Some final thoughts. We got a little bit of time here on Burn It tonight.
We got to play well. They're good, and we certainly can't overlook anybody.
This is one of the, what do they call it? A trap per se game. I mean,
people said that about Taylor.
Yeah,
I mean, it can be a trap, especially when you start.
You don't want to look ahead to land passes,
especially when you start to read your own press and you start to think that you're something and you're all that, and that's what I was talking about, being humble and understand a little bit of humility and understand that there's not a lot of difference between being 0-3 and being 3-0, other than you actually won the game, you found a way to finish, you found a way to do whatever. So I think that's excuse me, that's the biggest thing, and not golly, excuse me,
got the coffee.
Coffee went down the wrong pipe.
I hate when that happens.
Coffee with Coach, though. I got to drink the coffee. I mean, they're a good program, and Coach does a good job, and they do everything to get better in football every year. Their tradition is amazing. They power lift. They all run track. They all play baseball. Coach Kaiser, the basketball coach, has got 3 or 4 kids that have played for the football team. No exception this year. Number 7 is his son, and he's a good player. And so they've got a football program, and despite what the lack of success in the last couple of years they've had, it doesn't mean that they're not going to be good tonight. They're not going to be firing on all cylinders, and the dangerous trap part of being 3-0 is that everybody gives you their best when you're 3-0.
Yeah.
And certainly I think the tradition of our program in all sports is such that just about everybody we play, we get their best, no matter what it is. And so that's a difficult situation too. So we just have to stay calm and overcome that. And like I said earlier, when Canyon Lake scored to tie it right before half, the confidence level in our team was such that we got this. There was no worries. Certainly in that moment, several of us, including me, were angry that we gave up a 59-yard touchdown on the last play of the half. Let's just get to halftime with a lead and do what you're supposed to do. But the confidence level of the kids when you come in the locker room and you look in their eyes and you know that they've got this. They've got this. We're good. Everything's good. We're going to go out in the second half, do what we need to do. Try to forecast what's going to happen. I told them we're going to kick off to them. We're going to make them punt. We're going to get the ball. We're going to go score. We're going to make them punt again. And you kind of tell them hey, this is what we need to do. Let's go do it. And they did it. They went out and did it. And the coaches did a good job of making adjustments and fixing the things that we messed up on in the first half. So that we got to have the same kind of thing tonight in a hostile environment. So
looking forward to it.
Yeah,
we got
it
at
good.
TexasRadio.net, King and Cayman. Now tomorrow we'll have the volleyball. Jody Donovan will have the broadcast
good.
on the TV stream and radio
That's
stream,
great.
United-Live.com.
That's been a
Coach,
great thing.
thanks.
We appreciate y'all doing that and getting our sports out there for the community to see.
You betcha. It's a lot of fun this year for sure.
Hopefully we'll travel well. I encourage everybody to come. It's a tight quarters anyway, and so the more people there, the better it is. And
pack them in.
I remind everybody this every year is that our kids pay attention to the fans. I mean, they listen to the band, they listen to the hype from the crowd, and so it matters when those stands are full and everybody's got on red and white. And so I hope we travel well. We typically do.
Yep.
And so that's no expectation that will be fulfilled tonight. So I'm sure it's going to be a great game.
Well, Coach, go get them.
Thank you. Appreciate all
Lance
you do for
Moffet,
us.
ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks a lot.
Coffee with Coach. J.D.
Yes,
Rose
sir.
with you. Barefoot 108 East Main, Fredericksburg. God bless you,
to
folks.
our in-studio crowd today.
Go Big Red.
Go Red.